Are you surprised perhaps by the rise in Euroscepticism that's been seen throughout the EU over the last few years? Do you think that will have any significant impact on the elections in a year and a half's time?
I hope that it will not have an impact, and that those parties in the member states who are running for a deeper integration in Europe will obtain a majority, and such a large majority that we can act in the European Parliament. And I'm sure that that will happen, but nevertheless, I must take into account that your question is justified. There is a increasing Euroscepticism, and therefore my advice to all of us is not to blame those who criticize the European Union, as it is for the time being, as Eurosceptics. I have a lot of critics to this, to the European Union as well. We are not effective enough. We are not socially just enough. We are not transparent enough. We are not democratic enough. Therefore, we need a lot of reforms. We must do better. The idea of Europe, that countries and nations across borders create common institutions in which they find a fair deal for their heterogeneous interest, this idea is uncontested by an overwhelming majority of European citizens. But an increasing number of European citizens are not linking this idea to the European Union as it is. And I add therefore a question: should we give up now the European Union or change the European Union? And I think we should change it in a better direction.
What are your views on the situation in the UK with its potential exit?
I'm looking with the same tension and expectation to this announced speech of David Cameron. I belong to those who wish the United Kingdom as a full-fledged member of the European Union, taking part in all the policies of the European Union and not opting out every day a little bit more. And therefore, I can only repeat that I wish the United Kingdom as a full-fledged member, but it's up to the British people to decide at the end if they want to be a full member of the European Union or not. And already the rhetoric is very astonishing. I listened to the United States Secretary of State yesterday, what he said to David Cameron. I hope that David Cameron will listen carefully to what his American friends advise him. Nevertheless, I take note that they are discussing about the relationship of the United Kingdom with the European Union. United Kingdom is a member of the European Union. You can't have a relationship with yourself, or you consider yourself not as a member. And therefore, I repeat, I wish I want to see the United Kingdom as a full-fledged and an active member of an integrated Europe. But it's up to the Brits to decide about this.
The incoming Irish presidency has got a lot on its plate. What are your real expectations of that presidency? What ways, as you as Parliament President, can you ensure that MEP voices are still heard, that they're taken into account? And again, it's not just a fixation with summits at member state level.
I repeat once more what I just in answering to your previous question. I could present you a very long list of concrete actions in the frame of lawmaking of the European Parliament, a lot of recommendation of the European Parliament, always first of all neglected by the heads of states and government, 2 years later adopted, and always with the same effect. Let's take once more the financial transaction tax as an example. In May last year, I suggested on behalf of an overwhelming majority of members of the European Parliament the FTT to the Council, and Chancellor Merkel in May said to me, "But Mr. Schulz, stop it. You know there is no majority." In June, Chancellor Merkel adopted it on the basis of enhanced cooperation between those member states who want to introduce it, and she was so courageous to say in her press conference that she convinced people to introduce the financial transaction tax. This is a wonderful thing. European Parliament is doing the job, and other people are telling to the outside world that they are the inventors of the solution. So to fight against this is a role of the European Parliament to give democratic accountability and to make it visible and audible for people outside the Parliament. That's my main goal, and I will not abandon from the idea that as nearer we come to the European election, as more it is important, and Prime Minister Kenny, the incoming President of the European Council, is sharing one-to-one my view, and I hope that the 6 months ahead will be a moment of very strong and enhanced cooperation between the Council on one hand and the European Parliament on the other side.
When you spoke last year, just after starting this job, you said you wanted to help the European Parliament raise its profile as a forum of democracy and debate. Do you think you've done that?
I did my best. I tried to do my best. It's up to other people to judge about my success.